Challenge to Pope Leo.
The teachings of Christ, he flipped the tables of money changers. He said, blessed are the peacemakers, but he never said, blessed are the appeasers. So I ask you personally, will you speak against the silence of France and its shadow operations in the Sahel? Will you condemn the arms deals that fuel proxy wars in our deserts and forests? Will you name the greed that dresses itself in charity? The diplomacy that cloaks imperialism in peace talks? Because we see it act, we live it. Your Holiness, I do not ask you to be African. I ask you to be human, to be moral, to be brave. Because courage, real courage, is not blessing the powerful. It is defending the powerless when it costs something. Let me speak plainly. The Vatican has wealth beyond imagination, art beyond price, access beyond borders. But true power is not measured in treasures behind marble walls. Where true power is measured in the courage to confront injustice, even when it comes dressed in a tailored suit, carrying diplomatic credentials and smiling through its sins. Your Holiness, the world stands at a precipice, and Africa, this battered and beautiful continent, is not merely watching from below. We are climbing. We are bleeding, we are rising, and we are daring to ask questions that echo louder than canon law. Where was the church when our presidents were overthrown by foreign-backed mercenaries? Where was the church when our youth were abducted and indoctrinated into wars funded by nations that pretend to be peacekeepers? Where was the church when our currencies collapsed, when the IMF choked our economies? When our leaders were punished for choosing sovereignty over submission? Do not tell us to forgive while the whip is still in the hand of the abuser. Do not tell us to pray while our prayers are met with drone strikes. Do not speak of peace without naming the profiteers of war, because silence, Your Holiness, is no longer holy, and neutrality is no longer noble. If you are to be the shepherd of this global flock, then hear this cry from the dust of Ouagadougou. We are your sheep too, but we do not graze quietly in the fields. We march in the streets. We die on the front lines. We rise from the ashes with fire in our bones and scripture in our mouths. We are not asking for charity, we are demanding justice. And justice must begin with truth. The truth that Christianity in Africa has been both a balm and a blade. The truth that the church has fed our spirits while failing to protect our bodies. The truth that redemption without reckoning is a half-truth, and half-truths have never healed nations.